On huge popular demand, we have with us Emraan Hashmi once again, back on BollywoodHungama. Wonderful to have you back, Emraan.
Thank you.
Last time around we discussed that Hungama Malik was telling us that आप उनके ख्वाब में आते हैं, लेकिन वो मतलब गंदे ख्वाब नहीं आते हैं उनके.
गंदे ही होंगे, मैं हूँ ख्वाब में तो.
लेकिन you know, someone in my office told me that after seeing all these promos of Flip Your Collar Back and Namak Pare and Tere Hoke Rahenge, now other people they are having you know sort of ख्वाब of Hungama and they are not. They may be slightly ganda as well.
May everyone have more dreams till the film releases. All kinds of dreams, and go buy tickets of the film. It's releasing on 29th of August, Raja Natwarlal, and you can watch it. Right. And you can live your dream in the cinema hall.
Live your dreams in cinema hall.
Yes.
You know, but people can be having all sorts of dreams actually.
That's fantastic.
After seeing her.
The more the better.
Right.
Variety is the spice of life.
Right.
Bad, good, everything is good.
One more friend of mine, in fact, he had this question that what is the criterion for Emraan as such in terms of when he goes for kissing, and you know every time people expect him to do it slightly differently. So what's the approach like? You know, his question was, मैं entirely मैं उनको verbatim बता रहा हूँ आपको, what is it like? Do you look at the lips of the actress? Is it like lower lip or is it the upper lip? I don't know. This is entirely his question. It's not my imagination.
This is an interview going to the next level.
Right. Yeah, I think we should actually. You know, since you have
always, if you don't raise the bar, then what's the
absolutely. And you've said that Alia Bhatt को भी कहा जा रहा है that Emraan Hashmi की बहन है serial के सर वो भी हैं.
Please, yeah, leave her alone now. Please, everyone is like, put her in the dock also, and she's done some really good work, and I think it runs in the family.
Right.
It's an illness that I thought only I have, but obviously it runs in the family. She's done some good work. I think people should recognize and realize that she's a fantastic actor. As far as the technicality goes,
yeah. Let's come back to that.
It's just with the feel, man. I've surpassed that point where I keep it technical.
Right.
If you're gonna go for where you're going for it and how it's going to be and overthink it, then वो उसका feel चला जाता है. So you have to be as real as you are in any scene.
Right.
So it's not like the upper lip or the lower lip or all of that. You just go for the lip. just go for it. Just don't think about it. Just get it out of your mind. If overthinking will ruin things. And just keep it as real.
My friend also had one more question that is at any point of time in any of your kissing has a tongue been involved as well?
Who's this friend of yours?
करिएगा actually मैं मिलवाऊंगा आपको.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. The answer is always.
The tongue is always involved.
Always. It's how you do it in real life. You have to have it. There.
Right.
You can't help it.
Last time around we discussed that you said that there are at times in the industry certain stories are fabricated and stuff comes along. Now recently it was being said that आपकी और भट्ट साहब की जो आपकी जो एक Twitter battle जो आप लोगों की ऐसा जो चल रही है कहीं ना कहीं. So कहीं ना कहीं it's a ploy for just publicizing Raja Natwarlal. So how true is that?
You know, it's obviously it's fair and it's speculative and media is going to speculate about it. But the thing is that my year started off on a note where a lot of shootings of mine were kind of pushed ahead. A lot of schedules were pushed ahead because of personal reasons. And it just so happened that Mr. X was supposed to finish right now in this month. My release was fixed from a very long time on the 29th of August. So I couldn't really shift either or. So what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to juggle both things. And whenever you do that, you can't keep both parties happy. So yes, there are times when that producer got a bit ticked off, but Saab did get ticked off because it was his dates. I've been shooting for Mr. X for the past 2 months now, and now I'm promoting this film also. So it's juggling between both the sets. It's going there, shooting, coming, and actually after this I'm going at 2:30. I'm going to shoot for his film for Mr. X. It wraps on the 26th, 27th, but he's voiced his opinion on Twitter. He loves doing that, and he's a Twitter addict. Like I've said in my tweet, he's Twitter happy, like you have people who are trigger happy.
Right.
And he's not told me that he's upset. That's the funniest part. He's not told me he's upset. But obviously he's upset, visibly, because on Twitter he has voiced his opinion about this. I'm meeting him today. I don't know how that will go.
Okay, but it's not a publicist.
You know, the thing is, even if it was, I wouldn't tell you. You won't get an answer for that. Off the record and on the record, it's not.
It's not.
There is a problem. Vikram is trying to sort things out. We've almost sorted things out. There has not been much of a problem with shoot cancellations. Everything comes on my head because I've been shooting and promoting. My day clocks up to almost 20 hours, 18-20 hours. I'm promoting, I go shoot. And अभी तो promotions आजकल तो चलते हैं कुछ 2-3 बजे तक सुबह में. I shot with couple till 2 o'clock in the morning. For comedy nights we shooting 2:30 in the morning. And then the next day I had to get up at 6 in the morning and go for Mr. X shoot. That's my life. But I mean 29th, it'll be all worth it.
the songs have been getting a good response, and generally, I think the entire tempo has developed quite nicely. You've been interacting with people in general. What sort of response have you been getting?
Fantastic. The best response you get is from your fans. And I actually did an event in Delhi and I met a lot of fans there, and they love the promos, they love the trailer, they love the songs, they're connecting with it. And I went 5 days back, that's 2 weeks before release. It was very heartening to see that everyone was connected to the film 2 weeks before release. They knew the film when the film was releasing. And yeah, it's pretty positive because it's a commercial film, it's an entertaining film, and we have given that message and people have accepted that, yeah, this is something that's unique, and it's going to be fun watching this. Yeah, I mean, people know on 29th it's a very good film.
It's a solo release, so does it make you feel good as it?
I've been very lucky. I've been having solo releases for a while now. But you know, at the end of the day, अगर film अच्छी होगी, तो nothing can stop a film. अगर 3 फिल्में भी आ रही हैं आपकी फिल्म के साथ, if your film is good, doesn't matter. आपकी फिल्म बुरी होगी, so solo release also won't help you. So we're very optimistic because the film is very good. We could have come out with 4 films on a Friday and I'd still be as optimistic about Raja Natwarlal because it is a fantastic film. So yes, we've got a solo release on 29th of August, and it's a weekend. It's a Ganesh Chaturthi in Maharashtra. In other places there are a couple of holidays that they have. So I'm happy that the film has will get its due, and yeah, next month also इतना clutter नहीं है फिल्मों का. हैं फिल्में releases हैं, obviously you can't run away from it. हर Friday को releases होती हैं, मगर थोड़ा less clutter है.
So what sort of release are you looking for in terms of the single screen and the multiplexes numbers? What sort of numbers do you have in mind?
At the screen count?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, yeah. Approximately I'm guessing around 2,200 to 2,500 screens. वो prints screens का मुझे पता नहीं है, आपको UTV को पूछना पड़ेगा. But yeah, it's a pretty wide release for the film. Single screens, multiplexes. We are just covering the entire gamut with this film. We're going far and wide with this film because it's got that reach. The music connects, popular music, popular content. There's nothing esoteric about this film. I've done esoteric films जहाँ पे एक तरह से सिर्फ एक नीश ऑडियंस के लिए होती है. जैसे हमने एक एक्सपेरिमेंटल फिल्म, जैसे एक हॉरर फिल्म होगी, एक थी आयन, या घन चक्कर एक नीश कॉमेडी फिल्म है, तो उसके लिए सिलेक्टिव थिएटर्स में हमने रिलीज की थी. राजा नटवरलाल goes across.
Fantastic. And you've been working out, I think, quite diligently.
Yes, I don't know when I get the time, but I do get the time. Like I will work out and then I come for promotions and I try to find as much time for that.
How do you look at competition as it? Because a lot of these young boys, they're coming in and they're getting all these 100 crores and all this stuff as well. How do you look at it? Because you're one of the saleable stars that Bollywood has. Now suddenly there's an influx of so many other young boys coming in.
It keeps you on your toes, obviously. Any kind of competition, and anyone who comes in keeps you on your toes, makes you want to do things better. Competition brings out the best in you. If there wasn't any competition, we'd all get very complacent. Be anything. It could be a channel, it could be an artist, it could be any brand. Till they don't have competition, you don't push yourself and push your limits to prove yourself. It starts and ends with that. I don't think about it so much. I'm not competing with anyone in that sense. Overtly competing and saying, okay, he's done this much, so I have to do this much. Aisa nahi. I basically compete with my films. I don't run the race and constantly look over my shoulder. I will trip and fall on my face. So I'm looking ahead with blinkers and running the race and trying to run it as fast and as efficiently as possible.
Right.
With the films that I'm doing, box office hoga to try to outdo my last box office. Agar performance hogi, people want to like my performance. I want Raja Natwarlal to be the best performance where they see a new kind of Emraan Hashmi, but the same kind of wicked streak that I've had in my earlier films. This brings out, and I'm saying this on record right now, that what Once Upon a Time Mumbai had done for gangster films, this will do for con films and scam films, because it changes the way you see that film. It brings in a new lease of life into a genre that you feel ठीक है हो गया है और इस किस्म की फिल्म होगी, but it just surpasses all of that, and I think Raja Natwarlal does that, and that's our team's victory. When we take a subject and we give it a spin and we give the audience something new, unique, bang on, I think this is it.
Amongst your forthcoming films, Ungli is one film that is keenly anticipated. So, could you tell us something about it?
Now it's releasing in November, on I think 21st of November. It's a vigilante film. It's got its elements of thrill. It's got the masala angle. It's got your dialogue bazi. It's got all those elements in the film. It's got me doing stuff that people like me doing. All those elements are there. But I think that's all I can tell you right now, because we have to get to the promotion of the film and get to a release date finally, and trailer has to come out. Then I can start talking in detail about it.
And Hamari Adhuri Kahaani, I believe you guys start shooting in September.
Yes, I start shooting on the 25th of September. We wrap it by early next year, Jan, Feb, March, one of those months. And then we release it mid next year.
Right, so looking forward to working with Mohit Suri once again.
Yes, of course.
From what you last worked with him and what he's suddenly become like a brand in his own way.
Yeah.
So is there any change of perception that you guys have?
Of course. I still look at him the way I used to. Obviously, he's done very well for himself. He's had successful films. Hamari Adhuri Kahaani is a very mature film. It's very good for him. It's very good for me as a film. The narrative is very good. It's a subject that's very close to Bhatt Saab's heart. I've never seen him this way with any story. He's brought a lot of things from his life in this. Whenever he does that, the film becomes very special. And he's done this with very few films in his life. He's done it with the Zakham. He's brought moments from our family into this film. There are instances that he's seen. There have been a lot of upheavals, moments in the past 3 years in my life,
right.
Personally.
Right.
So we incorporate a lot of things in this film. So for emotional reasons, that film is very close to all our hearts.
Okay, coming to the emotional upheavals that you spoke about. Now, how's your son, first of all?
He's doing fine. He's going to school now, and I got him back from Toronto now, a month back, 2 months back. So yeah, he's doing good. Like
finally, what has been the biggest learning experience for you as far as this entire experience of this a child and such a thing happening? And
yeah, it's the worst thing that could happen to anyone. It's you know, a terminal illness like this, and seeing and upsetting things and just completely turning things around for any parent. But you have to understand that, you know, there's a certain amount of hope that takes you through this. There's a certain amount of courage that you feel that you don't have, and the strength, and that and you push and you hurl yourself and you surpass those things. And we have seen it as a family. We have been through this for the past 6 months, and we have overcome it. It changes you. I don't know how it changes you, but it changes you in a very it's a new kind of normal that I'm feeling post a situation like this. I can't really define it. I've been through it, and it's getting through a huge problem, and I think everything in life seems a bit muted after that. It feels like if agar aap isko overcome kar sakte ho, you can overcome anything.
After something of this sort, you come and do you come and act in movies, you do promotions, you're expected to be humorous, and you're asked all sorts of questions, which can be frivolous at times as well. Yeah. What is your mind space like? Well, humor comes out much easily when you've been through a situation like this, because it's the humor that gets you through this. You find humor in things. I don't know. It's very absurd, but when my son was diagnosed and he was operated for the first time, in 2 days of his diagnosis, we found humor in a few things in the hospital. I mean, that's how you go through these instances. Right. And you laugh. In the situation, you feel you'll cry through it for the entire couple of months, but there are moments and you find that. And then obviously there's real life, there's your needs, your profession, your ambition, and everything has to be given that much time, because everything is interlinked. Right. So the toughest thing was leaving him there for his treatment in Toronto and coming back, and then doing things like a machine here, like I'm supposed to do, which is I've got responsibilities to my career, to my producers. That was the toughest thing. I mean, I didn't get sleep for like 2 weeks after I came back, because, you know, leaving him for his treatment there and coming here and then working and being away, 18 hours away from him by flight, and then coming here and working is the toughest part. And are you doing a film based on a biopic of Azharuddin by any chance? We're planning that out. We're planning that out. We still have to. The script has been written. Things will come together. We'll make an announcement shortly. All right. So thank you very much for being on BollywoodHungama, Emraan, once again, and looking forward to Raja Natwarlal only and all your future ventures. And we hope that your son gets well completely and enjoys the entire school experience and lives happily ever after for a long time to come. And thank you very much, man. Thanks. Thank you. That's all from BollywoodHungama. Keep on watching.